Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Book Talks with Yo. My name is Yoanna and today I'm sharing with you my writing goals for 2021. In my last video on Tuesday, I shared with you my reading goals for 2021. So now it's time to talk about my writing goals and aspirations for the next year. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So my first and most important goal for 2021 is to spend some time writing at least 5 times a week. I really enjoyed writing every day for those 30 days in November during NaNoWriMo, but at the end I felt how I was slightly burnt out some days towards the end. I wouldn't say it's because of writing, because I thoroughly enjoyed this. Writing was my favorite part most of the days, but trying to combine this with my university work, my part-time job, filming for YouTube, and all other stuff that I have to do in my day was getting slightly too much. So I'm not putting, I don't want to set this goal to write every day during the whole year, because realistically, I know that this is not going to be possible, but I would like to devote more time for writing and write at least 5 times a week. Of course, in NaNoWriMo 2021, I will be writing again for those 30 days, but this is something for the end of the year. Throughout the year, I'll just try to devote more time for writing, because one of my mistakes this year, like in 2020, was that I wasn't actually making enough time for writing throughout the year, which is something I'm embarrassed of. I'm not proud of this, and I would definitely want to change this in 2021. My next writing goal for next year is to start editing my NaNoWriMo 2020 project. Last month in November, I took part in NaNoWriMo, and this time around the beginning of December, I finished my manuscript, which currently is around 80,000 words, but I still need to edit, and I will have a lot of editing to do. I'm looking at my novel and I know that it would be a lot of work, but that's okay, because that was just the first draft, or how I'm calling it, a zero draft. So yeah, that's fine. I also need to come up with a name for that project. I don't know what is happening. Usually I'm good with naming my stories, but this time I just cannot come up with anything. I'm trying to, but yeah, hopefully by the end of next year I will have a name for it. That would be good. For now, I'm just calling it Project Decameron, because it's loosely inspired by that classic. But yeah, hopefully it will have a real name by this time next year, but we'll see. So now I'm planning to take the rest of December off my manuscript, so I can just take a break from that one, and I can look at it with fresh eyes when I start editing, which will be probably around, I'm hoping it would be around the end of January or beginning of February, depends on a few other stuff. But yeah, in my last update of NaNoWriMo 2020 and my vlogs, I mentioned that I'm planning to do around 4 initial rounds of edits, and the first one will be solely character based, because my story, my plot, my novel is character driven, so it's very important for me to know that this aspect I have fully covered and that everything is alright there. And I've already made some notes about the things I want to go back to and rewrite or edit or add some stuff and so on. And I'm guessing this will take me the most time, around 4 or even 5 months. I don't know, it depends on the other stuff that I would be trying to do simultaneously. Then I would take some time off, for example 2 weeks or a month, we'll see, and then do the second round of edits, which will be a plot driven, a plot based edit. And I also made some notes about the things I want to pay attention to. And yeah, I'm guessing it would take me a bit less time, maybe 2 or 3 months, but yeah. And then after this, I will have to make a copy edit and find beta readers and sensitive readers and so on. But my goal is to go through at least the first 2 rounds of edits in 2021. My next goal, yeah, I think I might call it a goal, is to find more beta readers for my previous novel, which is called Box of Matches. Yeah, this one has a name. I came up with a name for this one before I started writing the story. But yeah, enough with this. I finished this novel, I think 3 years ago, and I was lucky enough that one of my friends helped me a lot. She read my story and helped me a lot with my first round of edits. And then last year, I spoke to a very kind girl on Bookstagram that asked me whether she could read my book. And yeah, I sent it to her, and I wasn't expecting her to give me some feedback. Like, I just expected her to tell me her opinion. But she not only told me what she thought about it, but she also sent me many notes. Like, she sent me her feedback, which really helped me with my most recent round of edits. So yeah, that was a very nice surprise. And before I can proceed to the other steps towards hopefully publishing that book one day, I would like to find at least 2 more beta readers and work one more time with their feedback so I can be sure that the story is thoroughly polished. Okay, my next writing goal is to write more short stories. I've wrote a few, but it's always been for school competitions or something like this, so I want to try writing more just for the fun of it, for the pleasure of it, see how that goes. I have a few ideas that I've written on my ideas notebook that are not detailed enough, or I haven't thought enough about them to make them into full novels, so I can create short stories out of them. I think that would work. And I'm also thinking now on top of my head that I can turn this into something on my channel. For example, each month we choose a certain prompt and we write short stories on this prompt together. We can have live-in writing sessions or writing sprints. We can have a group on Discord or something like this where we all share our works and read each other's stories or something like this. It's not something I've thought much about, like I haven't thought over the details yet, but this is something that sounds interesting to me, so I might try it out. Please let me know down in the comments if this is something you would be interested in. My next goal is somehow connected to the previous one, and this is that I want to write at least 8 or 9 short stories for a collection I want to create. But the thing is that it's not any short stories, but a very particular type of short stories that I tried my best to find an English translation of the name for, but apparently there isn't one, so I would try my best to explain to you what those short stories are. And in order to do that, let me just give you some backstory first. So, Elias Canetti is a very famous author who primarily wrote in German, although he was born in my hometown in Bulgaria and spent most of his time of his life living in the UK. But yeah, he wrote primarily in German. And one of the things he was very famous for was his unique style of writing short stories, his unique short stories. It was something he came up with, he coined that, and yeah, he's well known for those. And the thing is that those short stories are really, really short, and usually around 2 pages or 3. Yeah, it's maximum 2 pages. And the unique thing is that they choose a specific characteristic or something very abstract and make it into a character. And because he wrote in German, he combined the words that he used to describe his character, and that was the name of the character, if that makes sense. Like, I think a very rough translation of 2 of my characters for those stories. One of them would be the future maker, and the other one would be the time holder, but as one word. So it makes it a little bit bizarre, but it's fun. It's a cool thing to experiment with, and there's a particular model according to which you build a story. But yeah, it's a fun thing to try. There was this competition in my hometown because he was born there. About each year there was this competition that we had to write short stories, those short stories that in Bulgarian they are called raskas charakterupis, and I cannot pronounce this in German, so you have to do with my explanation of them. But yeah, and each year I participated and I loved them so much. And 2 years, my stories were chosen for the first place, which was very exciting. But the more fun part of it was just the very writing of those stories and experimenting with this. I don't know whether I can call it a genre, but yeah, let's call it a genre. Like, experimenting with this genre was very fun, and I really miss writing those stories. So I thought, why not write a few more in 2021 so I can create a full collection of them. And I think I will primarily be writing them in Bulgarian because I don't know how I would do this in English, but maybe sometime in the future I can try translating them in English. My next goal is to try screenwriting. I have pretty much always been fascinated with the art of screenwriting, but I don't think I have tried my hand at this until now, so what better time than next year? And I will primarily just try for the sheer fun of it, but I also want to see how that is and whether I enjoy it. And I have my eyes on a few books about screenwriting for beginners, so I might check those out and just see how it all goes. Okay, my next two goals are kinda connected, but the first one is to try some online courses about writing and make a video of reviewing them. I have saved a few writing courses on Skillshare and a few other online platforms. They're about different aspects of writing, and I would like to try them out and see what I think about them. And I also think that after I pass, like, for example, 5 of them or something like this, I can make a video where I talked about the things I've learned, the things I liked or disliked about those courses, and let you know what is worth it and what is not. And last year, I found a bunch of great courses free courses by Reedsy, the blog, and I really like them, so I might try a few others by them and make another video reviewing them. I don't know. Okay, so my next goal is to read a few books on writing and review them in a video. We've all seen those books that are on the the craft of writing, or that give you some advice on different aspects of writing and so on. But yeah, I've read a few some time ago. One of them is on writing by Stephen King, which is probably my favorite one from those I've read. But I've read it a long time ago, so I think I should reread it, because when I read it, I wasn't even writing that seriously. So yeah, that might be one of those that I reread next year, but we'll see. And yeah, I would like to read some of them and try out the advice that they are giving. And again, let you know in a video what is worth it and what is more or less cliched and it's just not worth the money. And one of the books that I think I would like to try is the book Save the Cat, because I think it's on screenwriting, which is one of my previous goals. And then I would like to try the book on writing by Charles Bukowski. Yeah, but I haven't decided on the rest, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know down in the comments. Okay, my next goal is not exactly a writing one, but I'm counting it towards my writing goals because it is to start educating myself on the whole publishing/marketing side of things. Some time ago, I watched a video by one of my favorite author-tubers, Jenna Morezzi, in which she was talking about the importance of starting to research and learn more about the whole marketing, publishing, just those sides of the things, basically everything that falls after finishing your novel and finishing all your edits. And I would like to do some research on self-publishing versus traditional one, on marketing, on finding agents and editors, on cover letters, on writing summary for my book, and all those things. Like, I realize I know too little about them, so it's time I change this in 2021. And my last writing goal is to finally start working on that one project. Yeah, I think we all have that one project that we got the idea for years ago and may have even started making some notes about, but yeah, we've never carried out the project. Well, at least At least I hope I'm not the only one. But anyways, I have that one story that I randomly got the idea for around 4 years ago, I think. And I made some notes about some aspects of the plot, and I have my main character completely figured out, but that's all. I think I've wrote something like the prologue or the first chapter, but yeah, that's it, that's all. And I would like to change that next year and start thinking more about my project and maybe even write this story during NaNoWriMo 2021. It's magical realism, so this is not something I'm so familiar with, but I have a whole year to change that. So that pretty much wraps up my 2021 writing goals. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my new videos. Please let me know down in the comments what are your writing goals and aspirations for this year, for next year. And yeah, thank you once more for watching, and I really hope to see you all next time. Until then, have a smiley week. Bye!